These are difficult choices we have to make in Florida.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, they should do something about
Do you
this.
want to be fat or do you want to have good eyes?
That's your choice. Those are your choices. You can't have both. Cake and eat it too? Nope. Not here. Not on my watch.
There's plenty of cake in Florida.
Oh, yes.
Oh, do you exercise?
I
formally exercise, or you just like
I have no like regimen.
you don't go to the
that
gym?
I follow.
Do you go to the gym?
I certainly don't go to the gym now, but at one point I did, and I found my gumption tends to wane, as they say. I've been trying to figure out a good way of doing a workout, and oddly enough, I kind of started trying to do something because I've got these very handy Bowflex Select Tech dumbbells over here where you can just turn the little dial and it changes because it's like got the different things, and they're really handy because you can switch the weight really fast. And just today I started trying to do something that I can do reasonably while I'm working, because I work here in the office, right? And so if I'm running a thing on the computer that takes some time, then I can go and do some, weights or whatever. And I'm trying to get that going.
What do you mean? Like you're sitting there like lifting, doing like curls while you're...
Yeah, just like the, put the thing on, go over.
Well, it's not like you do
weights,
laundry for a living. Like you have to be doing other things. Like what are you doing? What are you supposed to, like, what are you waiting for?
Well, I see my job is I am a geospatial data analyst. And so I have to run certain processes on the geospatial data that cuts it into different categories, or by state or by county or something like that, or measure these things once they get into their different little thingies. And those processes are automated, but they take a little time. You get a little progress bar.
But did you do other things while that's like, don't you have to do other like...
No, I gotta wait on it because it's kind of where I'm.
I can only geospatial analyze one thing at a time. Thank you very much.
Without making my computer cry.
Oh, because it's all done locally.
Right, it's not like
they don't do it in the cloud.
My laptop is like going, no, please, God, no, and
So. That's I get it. Okay, so it's like when I'm processing video and it sounds like my computer is going to take off like it's like a jet airplane. Like, it's like, okay, here we go.
You like take shrink wrap and put it in front of the little vent, and it'll shrink shrink to the box or whatever.
Oh, look, it's like a little easy bake at the same time. It's great.
Oh,
I can put little mini pizzas into this little
with
vent.
that sucker.
So you're they're doing your curls while this is geoanalyzing.
Right.
And then do you have like do you chin ups? Do you have like a chin up bar?
Well, just anything you can do with a barbell or a dumbbell right now. So like overhead press, or I can lay down on this thing and do like some bench press.
And you can do like
things,
the whatever you call those, like
fly. Is that flies?
No, flies are
raises
these, right?
Yeah, this is fly, and then so
that's butterfly.
Lateral raises.
But this, I forget what they call this
like
thing.
A straight arm about this, because we both are experts.
Oh,
in lift weighting.
I subscribe to Men's Health for like 10 years.
Oh, well, heck, you are. You've got your degree then.
I could advise you.
Did you have the Men's Health
perfectly?
Free
I could help
towel?
Calculate your caloric needs. I could help you figure out your VO2 max. I could help you figure out a whole exercise. Getting me to actually do any of those things is a very different story. But so
but the knowledge is right there.
I remember
I got it.
One of the lowest points in my life. I know there's been a few, but one of them was when I was reading an article in Men's Health. This is a long time ago, and it's somewhere in the article. The person said something like, if you subscribe to this magazine and you're, oh, there's the Max Headroom thing. If you subscribe to this magazine and you don't like aren't exercising, you might as well stop the subscription.
Right. We got nothing for you.
I took it very personally. Like it felt.
It was the comma Jason at the end of that that kind of made it really personal.
Yeah, like what? Wait, like you really want me to stop buying your magazines? Like I don't. Like I feel like you should. They were just telling me give up. Just stop. Just stop. Remember we talked about karaoke? It was like those people. They were like, you know what? We realize it's karaoke. We know you're not a professional, but even by amateur karaoke, just fooling around standards, you got to stop. That's how it felt like with this magazine's like speaking to me. I want you to know, I kept subscribing for like another 2 years. Like I wouldn't.
You're a little pig-headed about
One day, I'm gonna be like that guy.
I still eat protein bars. Right. I mean, that's enough.
It was just.
You guys have articles about that.
I've had. So there was this period in my life when I was much younger where I did actually religiously go to the gym. Like I would get up.
Yeah.
During college, I was I don't know what the hell I was made of then, but I would get up at 5 a.m. Oh, I would do this weird thing, man. Oh, okay. I get up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
This is weird. I can't believe. I don't even know if I want to tell you this.
Go.
It's terrible.
You gotta tell me now.
God, it's so embarrassing. Okay. I'd get up at 5 a.m. and I'd go up to the bathroom because I was still living at home, and everyone else is asleep. And I'd wash my face and I'd wash my hair. I would actually lean over the tub and wash my hair.
Right.
And not do like the full shower thing.
Right.
Because I'm going to the gym.
But you needed to have.
But I don't want to have bedhead.
Rocking hair. Yeah.
And I'd brush my teeth and everything, and I'd eat breakfast. Well, who the hell does that? Why?
Why'd you care about your hair?
It was weird. It's weird. It was weird. Anyway, so I did that, but that wasn't that was only the first weird thing that happened.
Oh, okay. We got more weird.
Then I would go back downstairs.
And
if I had time, back to my bedroom, and if I had time, I would nap for another 20 minutes.
Squeeze as much sleep as you possibly could into the
I don't understand why I didn't just like wake up. I think, maybe I was trying to beat other people into the bathroom. Maybe that's what I can't remember exactly why. I just remember watching Marty Bass and Don Scott on Channel 13 do this and they would do like this birthday bit, and I would just have that on the background. And when they did the birthday bit, that's when I knew I had to wake up and okay, get on with my day. It was the weirdest thing. But I would go.
So in your little nap, you were aware of what was on the TV.
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
So but I would do this religiously. I would go to the gym and I'd do my workout thing, and then I'd go either to work or I'd go to school because I was in college. So there were days where I worked and days where I was, and I did that for a good couple of years. I don't know. I don't think it did anything.
You don't think you got any?
I mean, I was making progress.
Out of that,
I was lifting heavier things and doing my normal, running the circuit and everything. And
right.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You didn't notice any outward effects.
This one time,
you didn't turn into He-Man.
You know what it was? I think
you
it
just
was
kind of
Michelle's
stayed
fault.
Prince Adam.
Because we were together then. We've been together for a long time, and we were at the beach once, and I was commenting on I think I've been doing this for a long time. I think it may be starting to have some effects, right? And I said, what do you think? She's like, I don't know. I guess.
What's that? Oh, that's my self-esteem. Oh, damn.
Maybe that was when I quit going to the gym. That might have been it. That might have been that moment. And so now,
Obviously, your ROI was very, very
which is
low.
probably why, like to this day, she doesn't say anything. Like, you know what, you could lose a few pounds. Like she never said anything like that ever in her life. In fact, she
Learned
lies
her
to me.
lesson.
She lies to me. Like, you're not over. It's like talking to my mother, right? It's like, you're not overweight.
Yeah, you're
When did you
great.
lose 50 pounds? I said that to Michelle today. We were like going for my walk or our walk. It's actually my walk, but she comes along sometimes, and
Mm.
that's a whole other conversation. And I said, like, yeah, I got to lose 50 pounds. And she's like, you don't need to lose 50 pounds. And I wanted to say, you're just saying that because that one time at the beach 25 years ago. Who are you kidding?
He's still paying for it.
Who are you kidding? Feeling guilty still.
You want me to look like that?
You're still,
and even then I was meh. Apparently,
you're still feeling guilty. So I'm proud of you if you're doing like these exercises at your desk. Like that's,
yeah, I'm trying.
I feel like a schmuck,
I mean,
because
because
I guess I could find something heavy to lift in here, maybe.
walks like a schmuck and talks like a schmuck. But
Shelves.
the whole COVID lockdown thing. I mean, you feel like
Well, that's what I
I
mean.
don't
Like,
want to come out of this looking.
what else were you doing though? Like before COVID, like.
Well, I mean, before I moved before I moved to Orlando, feels like back because I've been a Disney Parks fan
you're
since
home.
I was 10.
You're home now.
But before I moved here in Scottsdale, I was going pretty regularly to the gym because I knew that if I didn't, because I got a trainer, right, and because I knew if I don't have somebody who's expecting me to be there, then I'm going to blow it off. And that I kept up with that because of that. But it's also like stonkingly expensive. And that part I was like, okay, this is not as good. This is not. I mean, it certainly added a level of.
I don't think I look as good as what I'm spending.
Right. I don't think I've paid enough for the results to be what they apparently are. And there were results. I have to admit. I mean, the guy knew what he was talking about. He was good, and I liked him a lot. He was a great guy. But I was also like, I'd like to also eat. That would be cool.
Instead of just
apparently
feeding
nutrition's a thing when you're doing the workouts. Apparently, what you eat that matters. And so food is also important. So, and I wasn't entirely sure I had enough in the budget for both. So yeah, I took sort of the opportunity when I moved here to be like, I'm moving away. I got to get rid of my contract, and so let's not do the trainer thing anymore. And I get here, and as we've discussed already, everything shut down. Yeah, and so.
So you were going to the gym like religiously up until the day you moved to Orlando?
Yeah, I was going 2 days a week with the trainer, and then another 2 days a week without.
Okay.
And
you're screwed.
And yeah, exactly. And so, and they're supposed to be opening up like an Anytime Fitness down here on Colonial. It's literally like
Not
4 blocks
anytime
away.
soon.
Right, exactly. and that was, they were opening it up when we moved here, and I was like, oh, that'll be cool when that gets open. And then, well, it's more or less an indefinite hold. So, and it's cheap though. See, that was my selling point. Was like, okay, they got a lot of stuff. I think I picked up enough from the trainer guy to be able to kind of continue my thing without the guy.
Did you pick up discipline?
I think I did. I think that if it's easy enough for me to do, like it's 4 blocks away and it's cheap and I can do it at literally any time, then I feel like I'll keep it up. I'll keep, but if it's also closed, not so much on that.
I think I feel the same way about having the trainer, and I actually did do that when I was in California. And I heard this, it was this big, giant gym place, like huge complex, and his whole trainer team and stuff, and they do this evaluation, blah 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 blah. And then you get assigned to a trainer person, and I got like the main guy, like who's probably also the most. They probably like, oh, this guy can spend some money. Like, let's give him whatever his name was,
let's give him
Roger.
Big Bob.
Well, see, I've had back surgeries. I think I've had 2 back surgeries.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I know that I need to like strengthen my core. Like the core piece is important, but at the same time, I have to be really careful while I'm strengthening the core because
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
not like how you
tweak
do
something
that.
really
Yeah.
easily. And other thing, like also like I didn't exercise regularly. I mean, I exercise like like hiking and biking and stuff like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
rigorous anaerobic stuff.
Right. Where you're tracking
Mm-hmm.
things.
Well, he didn't seem to appreciate any of that, and
He didn't give you any credit
I
for
was
it.
just in pain all the time, like
Ooh.
always in pain, like constant pain, like just in pain. Um, and I remember like saying like I gotta take a break because I can't like I guess I gotta stop hurting
Yeah.
first, and then so that bothered me. Number one. Number
Yeah.
two, we would never do the same thing. So like I know
Uh-huh.
you like it's good to mix things up and not do the same exercises all the time.
That's what they say, but
But here's the thing. Here's my problem is like because we weren't doing the same thing, I could never track my progress.
you can't tell your progress. Yeah,
So I couldn't
exactly.
actually tell that I was getting better at anything. So like
Mm-hmm.
for me, like that's a big part. I realized at that point like that's a big part of what motivates me is actually knowing that I'm making progress on
Yeah.
something.
You see the line going up. Or
Otherwise,
whatever.
I just
Yeah.
feel like I'm floundering all the time, like
Mm-hmm.
constantly. So then I stopped doing that because it was literally painful and expensive, and I didn't feel like I was like getting anywhere.
Yeah. And I tell you, the guy that I had, he talking about it being painful. When I would walk out of the fitness place, I would be whatever we were working on that day, arms or back or chest or whatever. That part of me was no longer functional when I left, and we did. Oh my God, we did chest and arms one day, and it was in the morning on the weekend, and I was going with some friends out to the Renaissance Festival that was in Phoenix. That was not in Phoenix. It's like way outside of
I'm
Phoenix.
just gonna let that
But
slide.
it's a Ren Fest, and we'll talk about Ren Fest later if you like. But so I'm out there after I've done chest and arms with this guy, and then all my friends are like, "Hey, let's do the axe throw." and I hadn't even
Was it
thought
like
about
the same
it.
day or the next day or?
It was like 2 hours later, and so it didn't even occur to me like that this was probably a bad idea. But I got my 3 axes, and I lifted it up, using back muscles. So it almost was like I didn't notice that I was in trouble. It was when I tried to bring everything forward
Triceps,
that I completely malfunctioned.
You're like, no.
And I didn't even make it to the board. It just went on the ground. And the guy that was running the booth or whatever had no end of fun with me because honestly, I was trying my absolute best, and I'm a decently strong guy, and I got one of it grazed the bottom of the board that I'm supposed
You
to
look like
be
Anthony Fauci, like
chunking
pitching the
it
ball.
into. It was a Fauci-esque
Of an
axe throw. Now, luckily, I was still laterally on target, so I wasn't a danger to anybody. Just only my own ego, and I have to find it because my friend was like, "Oh, I got to video this," and so somewhere there is video of me utterly failing at throwing an axe. Not throwing an axe and hitting the target, throwing an axe at all. Really, I was a failure at completely. What I did, you could not call throwing. You could call dropping enthusiastically. I was if it was a sandy hole down there full of Narnia possums, I would have been the holy terror on those guys. But if that was a bad guy coming at me and I needed to throw an axe at him, I'm dead.
Maybe I should pour something down the hole. Oh, that seems mean, though.
Well, it depends on what you pour. It was like chocolate sauce. It might be, might be good.
I'm not gonna waste my
You might
chocolate
appreciate
sauce.
that. Well, you get some of the crap chocolate sauce. I don't know.
It's not my drug. Remember, I just told you that.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Pour drugs down the hole.
But one drugs, please. But yeah, or pour Shit, I don't remember now what I was going to say.
I don't know.
But that, you've seen those things where they pour the molten like aluminum down the ant beds or whatever, and then they dig it out, and you can see.
Oh
like,
yeah, how it expands. That seems mean though,
things.
right? Like
That seems quite horrific. that's like horror show stuff for the ants.
Can you imagine?
But,
Like,
oh my god. Shiny silver death is coming to get us. Watch Bug's Life. And that never happened in Bug's Life.
that's because the grasshoppers weren't that smart. Remember?
That's true.
Like, if only we had molten metal, we could show it. Yeah. Oh wait, they were grasshoppers. The bad guys were grasshoppers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get. You know what? I get
Locusts.
confused. I get Bug's Life. God, this is gonna sound sacrilegious, but sometimes I confuse the plot lines of Bug's Life and Ant.
I never saw Ants.
Really?
That was with a Z, right? E-N-T-Z.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was Woody Allen.
I thought that they looked.
Or it was like Woody
Was it
Allen,
Woody
like
Allen?
no, it was like a Woody Allen like character. I don't remember. Who did Ant? No, it wasn't Woody Allen. It was.
I'm an
I
ant,
think
and
actually,
I'm trying to go over to the thing and get the food,
maybe
but
it
I
was
can't
Woody
go.
Allen.
I thought Jerry Seinfeld.
Let's go to
in
the
that?
tape. That's the B movie.
Oh
Another
right,
insect
yes.
entirely. But that actually is a great movie too. The Pollen Jocks. It's great. Every company has Pollen Jocks.
Pollen Jocks.
Pollen Jocks. If you saw the B movie, you know what I'm talking about. The Pollen.
I did not see the
Pollen Jocks.
B movie.
You haven't seen the B movie.
No.
And you call it?
And I think I just got the joke. B movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like B movie
You
actors.
think that's what?
B,
No, I don't
B
think that's what.
movie.
God,
I think it's probably a
you
pun.
think? But it was
B-
about
B
bees.
movie. Yeah, exactly. But this is a B movie. Like a
Maybe.
schlocky horror movie or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. One can read too much into a B
film features the
movie.
voices of Woody Allen,
Woody
Sharon
Allen.
Stone, Jennifer Lopez, Sylvester Stallone, Christopher Walken, Dan Aykroyd,
Walken.
Anne Bancroft, Danny Glover, and Gene Hackman.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is Gene Hackman the bad
of
guy?
course.
Okay.
Great bad guy. Great bad guy.
I love Gene Hackman to
Is he
death.
still alive?
I think he is. Yeah.
So he hasn't done anything in a long time. You start to worry.
He's the best Lex Luthor, and I tell you, his character in Birdcage is
He's
hilarious.
He's just great and everything.
Every part of that movie is wonderful.
He's great. And there's
greatest
probably
comedy
there's
ever.
an entire generation, maybe two, don't even know who the heck he is.
Yeah, it's a shame.
There's no doubt my kids don't know who he is, and I bet even like 20 somethings right now. You said Gene Hackman.
Yeah, probably not. Gene Hackman, who?
Maybe 30 somethings. Mm-hmm. I'm putting money on
My friend, the same friend that filmed me failing at throwing the axes, his wife is a 30-something, a low 30s, and he said
right
something about waka waka waka.
Oh, really?
And she didn't.
Oh, she
know
did.
what
I
he
was going to be
talking
impressed
about.
if she did know, actually.
No, yeah, and he was like, "No, I was just being Fozzie Bear." And she was like, "What is that?" And he and I both nearly died. So, and I nearly died just because he posted about it on Facebook because it happened then, and then he died, and then he posted on it, and then I died. It hurts my heart that someone isn't aware of Fozzie Bear.
That's really sad, actually.
It's very sad. That means they haven't seen The Muppet Show, The Muppet Movie, Muppets.
If I can get this person's attention,
Muppet
I
Caper.
have a verified 30-something friend here.
So we're doing an experiment.
Yeah.
Quiz.
And I set it up.
Who is Gene Hackman?
I set it up and said, quick question, don't Google. And now I'm waiting for them to come back. Because I don't want to
After
say,
they've Googled.
I don't want to, I need to know because the timing of the response will indicate whether they Googled or
Right. How badly did you cheat?
not. Oh, you're just assuming they cheated. Like, there's no doubt that you cheated. I just want to know how bad at it you are.
Hey Siri, who's Gene Hackman?
Yesterday, I should have recorded this yesterday. We were having a little family dinner out on the lanai, and I have, I think we've talked about me being a tech junkie before. So my least favorite piece of kind of like home assistant, I don't know what you want to call it. What do you call the smart devices like the Alexa device?
I guess
Or the
virtual
Google
assistant,
Home.
I think is what they're calling
Well,
them.
Apple
Yeah.
had like the
They've got the
HomePod
Siri
thing,
balls. Yeah.
which beautiful sound, but
Yeah.
useless in terms of
Yeah.
anything else. So I have it. It's on my lanai, out in the weather. It's been out there for a year and a half. Still works fine. Who would have known?
Well, there you go. Durability.
Yeah, I know, right?
Doing
It's
good.
like $300, but it's sitting out there. So anyway, so I ask it at dinner. I asked this question about a word. I don't even remember. I think what's the word? It was spur, maybe.
Spur.
Or no, spurt. I think it was spurt.
You.
Like, but what's the proper? We couldn't
did that
decide
come
what
up at
the
dinner?
proper, like the proper spelling of spurt was, or is.
URT, I think.
Well, like spurt, like URT. You think?
Like something spurts out of a.
Well, I asked, like, spurt. How do you spell
hose or
spurt?
something?
And you know what? And I said, hey Siri, how do you spell spurt? And you know what she said back? She
What did
said,
say?
which spurt are you referring to? SPURT or SPIRT? And I said, I said, the first. Or I think I spelled it. I think I said SPURT. And she said, and then she comes back and says something like, I thought so.
That was
That
it.
was it.
Now, your question was, how do you spell it?
And she's like, like SPURT or SPIRT. And I say SPURT. And she says, I thought so.
So
I'm like,
she-
you didn't help me at all. What the heck are you talking about?
well, well, I mean, she did
I'm
spell
trying
it
to
for you.
recreate this and record it. So I said, so then I did it again, and then this time I said the first one. I wouldn't say either, but I was like the first one, and then she actually, then she told me it wasn't the spelling. It wasn't the spelling. I was
about to say because
I was saying define spurt. That's what
there
it was.
you
And
go,
she said,
yeah.
which spurt? SPURT or SPIRT? And I said, SPURT. And she says, I thought so. And then I was like, okay, this is not helpful. So then I said it again. And then when she said, which one? I said, the first one. And then she went ahead and what she said about the first one is an old version or an old spelling of the word spurt. That's what she said.
SPIRT.
SPURT was the old version.
Is the old version.
Yeah, SPIRT apparently is the new fangled version that kids are using these days.
Oh, yeah, these kids today, I tell you.
Yeah.
With their IRTs and their Pac-Man video games.
Yeah, so I don't think anybody's asking Siri anything.
Yeah, apparently not.
I ask Alexa stuff.
She's going to give you like weirdly sassy answers like that.
I ask Google stuff. My favorite when you ask Alexa something and she says, I don't have any Alexa's devices in here, so I'm safe. When she says,
I got one right there, but I got the headphones, so it's all right.
when she says, you ask her a question, and she says, according to an Alexa device owner, have you ever gotten that answer? Like, according to another Alexa device owner, or
No.
oh yeah, like
I have not
I
heard.
don't know, like how am I supposed to judge the quality of this?
How do I know? Yeah.
I mean, I could be.
That guy could be anybody.
It could be me. Like, I could just be making stuff up.
And I just asked the question, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
And then I get a little jealous, and I'm like, well, wait. Why aren't you ever asking me to answer questions? Like, well, like why do other people get to answer questions? Like, I never come through my speaker and said, hey, Jason, do you know the answer to this?
If you got a minute, can I ask you a question?
Here are 10 questions we're going to ask you today, and because we don't know, it's like I feel like it must be like one of those tests. Is it like a test to test you're not a robot? So they ask you like all the traffic lights.
Oh, right.
Does part of you die inside when you see one of those? Like you're like, oh my god, It's like I'd rather just have an IQ test, please. But I wish
Right.
you just had me
Well,
please make me do complex math or like complex division or something like long
I
division.
get
I'd rather
all
do long
like,
division than tell you how many traffic lights there are.
well, yeah, I always get a little worried. Like, is that part of the trap? You know, I
Right.
start wondering if I should click that button.
Right. What would a
When
robot
it's
say? I
not,
got to do
you
the
know,
opposite
you
of what
can't
a
get
robot
that
would say.
wrong. It's for machine learnings for self-driving.
I know that's what they
cars.
say,
It's
but how many times have you gotten rejected? Like you're like spot the
none.
motorcycles. Did you say none?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten rejected for one of those. Now I haven't like gone crazy and selected all the not motorcycle squares. So I may have to do
it
that just to
happens
test
me
it out.
all the time.
Really?
All the time.
Robots be thinking you're a robot.
Yeah. All the time. And I'm like, I don't understand this. I've even called people over, like, look at this, look at this, look at this.
That's the crosswalk. That's the crosswalk.
Right, the
That
crosswalks
is
are the worst.
definitely not
Crosswalk,
the
you
crosswalk.
see well, I get a crosswalk and I'm like, forget it. Max Headroom. When I get a crosswalk one, I'm like, forget it. I didn't even really need to be in that site. I didn't need to. I didn't even need to buy that product.
Shutting this sucker down.
I mean, it'd be different if it was like Ron John lip balm or something. That'd be a different story. But
Oh yeah.
that's how we got to the sunblock.
Hey, there it is. There it is. We got there in the
Ron
end.
John.
It all comes back to Ron John. That's
And my person's failing me.
they are totally Googling.
No. I never sent them the question. The only question I sent was, quick question. Don't Google. Like that's.
Oh, and so you want them to be like, what?
Yeah, but they're not even looking
You
at
know
the
that
phone.
they're there. Yeah, gotcha.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll let you know how that goes. You'll have to remind me because I
Yeah,
will ask.
Do
I will
this. Do
still
some
ask.
follow up next show.
Yeah. Maybe they're asleep.
Well, are they this time zone?
Yeah, it would be pretty pathetic.
I thought you said they were younger than we are.
It's been a long, hard day.
It's not the truth.
It's been a long, hard day for a 30-something. Oh no! I hope they don't. I don't hope they don't listen to this ever.
Well, we won't release this.
My 130-something friend is no more.
Oh, they certainly aren't your friend
That's
anymore.
right.
He asked me about Gene Hackman and then made fun of me for going to sleep early. Why am I friends with this guy?
Exactly. Oh, I got this cool thing. Can I show you this before we finish?
Please. I want to see your cool thing. Your sandy hole.
Look at this.
Ooh, that's a Grover.
Yeah. Can you see?
What's he doing?
He's painting.
Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Aulani. He's painting a Mickey Mouse, and there's a dog looking in his window. That's fantastic.
There's another dog under the look. It's so that's my Luna in the window. I can't point it.
Okay.
And that's Sophie underneath there.
Uh-huh.
Sophie the crazy dog. And that's
Crazy
Grover,
dog.
of course. And
Yeah.
Grover, because this is if I can point there, that's the monster at the end of the book. Grover's Monster.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever know that? Do you know that book?
I don't know it, but I see the
Best
little Grover
children's
face
book
on
ever.
it.
You need to find
Is
it.
it really?
It's best. And there's Jin.
Okay.
And there's
Grover's had a hard day.
it's been a long, hard day. And there's Bow
Let's
Buns.
see, Bow Buns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That is awesome. Like, where did you?
My friend made. Well, my friend.
What is the
got
genesis
it
of this?
commissioned to they have a friend who does like these who does these things. So let me see what her.
Grover Pictures.
Well, no, she does like it's called Paint and Ink by Katie Smith.
Cool.
And it's like she has a store. I think she has an Etsy shop. Yeah.
Awesome.
Paint and Ink by Katie Smith. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, very cool.
Katie Smith, and
So is Grover like a like your spirit animal, or
he's like my spirit Muppet for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have a spirit Muppet?
I think
You don't have. You can think
it's
about
hard
it.
to
Is it Fozzie Bear?
it's hard to you know, Gonzo I think is my knee jerk reaction to that question. But I have to say, as much as I am a Muppet classicist and purist, I do find Pepe the King Prawn to be an amazingly funny Muppet, and he's like one of the new generation, and that's sort of like
That's a no-no.
He's one of my absolute favorites. He's fantastic.
Wow.
But, I mean, I want to say Kermit.
That's like saying
is
who's
the
your
guy,
favorite Star Wars character, and
but-
you say Poe.
Poe Dameron. Yeah,
Like,
he's okay.
dude,
Or Edgar Allan Poe.
You can't pick a character from the.
Yeah,
sequels.
and that's why Gonzo is always going to be, number one, I think. But Pepe's pretty close. I like him a lot. Bill Beretta does his voice, and he's really cool.
Yeah, I like Grover because he's like emotionally complex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's a Frank Oz Muppet.
Yeah, he
they're all
can be
good.
like devastated and depressed, and he can be like crazy happy, and but he could be both like within the span of 30 seconds. That's me.
Yeah,
That's me. Yeah.
you ought to see. There's a YouTube video where Jim Henson and Frank Oz sat on a stage and talked to at like the annual Puppeteers convention or something like that, and they both brought a bunch of their Muppets, and they were just talking about how they do their thing, but then they would answer questions as some of their Muppets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Frank did both Cookie Monster and Grover from Sesame Street, and
Yoda.
It was
Did he do Yoda?
hilarious. He did not do Yoda. They only did Muppets.
Oh, well.
But, he did Fozzie, and the Cookie Monster was particularly funny because Jim was doing Kermit, and so Cookie Monster was like, "Cookie, remember when Frog was on Sesame Street, but then he went away to Hollywood. He doesn't talk to us anymore." And it's kind of giving Kermit the guilt trip about
Hey, hello, it's Kermit the
running
Frog.
off to Hollywood. I think he better than us.
I used to love it
pretty funny.
when Kermit did the news on Sesame Street. Hi, how's it
Yeah,
going?
we had it was the investigative reporter guy with the
best.
little overcoat and the hat.
Love
That was awesome.
The other, there's some good YouTube videos out there of Jim Cummings also, completely unrelated to
yeah.
Muppets, but he has done it is amazing. I would say, I was thinking about this the other day, because I was listening to the Princess and the Frog soundtrack, and because that's what I do. I'm a grown man, and I listen to Princess and the Frog soundtracks. So deal with
You
it.
do what you
Deal
gotta
with
do.
it.
I'm dealing with
Down the bayou.
live your truth.
So he does some of the voices of the characters, and I just at some point I like did a YouTube search or Googled something or whatever just to see just to confirm that that's actually him, because I didn't believe it. Oh my God, the list of characters who he has done is insane, and because it's not even just Disney characters. He did Scooby-Doo's voice at one point. No, he didn't do Scooby-Doo. He did a character in Scooby-Doo. He crosses over into other genres too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway, it's I'm looking.
Yeah, the VO animation guys are.
But he's done so
everywhere.
many voices that it made me think I don't know what's going to happen when he passes away.
Yeah, it's kind of a Mel Blanc kind of situation.
I mean, he's not old.
No,
but he's also not he also doesn't look.
But he's a squishy
He also
human
looks
like
older
the
than
rest
he
of us.
really is too.
Well,
So it's
as much work as
life
he's
maybe
done.
has been hard. I was trying to find that YouTube video, but I can't right now. But it's worth looking for. Oh, there was a Reader's Digest article called "Meet All the Voices Behind Winnie the Pooh." That's a weird way to put it.
Like the one character, or like how many people have done Pooh?
I don't know. Maybe. Yes. Oh yeah, because they
Three-page
start with
Pooh.
Sterling Holloway, who was the original, right?
S Dog, yeah. That's,
Didn't Sterling Holloway? Wasn't he also? Didn't he do a voice in Charlotte's Web?
I couldn't tell you, but I do know that he was the killer in the episode of. No, wait, that's the voice of Piglet. Excuse me.
Killer.
It was the killer in
Sterling
the
Holloway's so
episode
creepy.
of the original Star Trek series called Wolf in the Fold, and it was he was like a spirit that inhabited people and made them murder other people.
Really?
And it was very creepy because it was the Piglet voice, kinda coming out of this guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to kill you." You know, it was pretty darn scary.
That's really
It's called Wolf in the Fold. Was it?
Yeah, that's super freaky. Yeah, I don't know. I could be just making up the whole. Oh, he was also the voice of Kaa from the Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Now that you mention it, I can kind of hear it.
Oh wow! Oh, and the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
I didn't know that one.
Interesting. Yeah, so I think a lot of the voices that Jim Cummings does, like he does a lot of the Sterling Holloway voices. So maybe there's hope.
See, that's crazy to me because he's also the guy that intros Illuminations, right?
I believe.
So he's like, "Good evening,"
I think so.
and you're like, "This is
Think so?
this is that guy." Wow, now that's a heck of a voice right there. I mean, that's a range.
Let's see.
We're gathered here around the fire. You know, we need to get him to do our intro for the show.
Yeah, maybe since Illuminations is gone, maybe we can just like
Repurpose the intro.
we just need you to change these few words, please.
Just say Jason, Marcus,
And Sandy Hole.
and Sandy Hall. Because he's on Cameo, you know that service or whatever that you can get, but I don't
Is
think
he
you
really?
can use those for but I don't think you can use those for like podcasts and things. I think they're just personalized messages.
Well, who's
you can
gonna
send
stop
to
you?
Other people, copyright lawyers.
But not if we use it as satire.
As long as we do it ironically,
Yes.
it's fine.
Right. And maybe in fact, what we do, you want to throw the bots off. What you do is you get a whole bunch of different versions made, like with the same guy, and then you do it like a murder, like magazine,
I cut out each word and
then we package the sentence together with all the various words. So we're like taking one at a time. It doesn't look like we're asking him to say anything odd at all.
Right. Good evening. Welcome to.